GEO versus SEO. SEO and GEO, they say a lot about the evolution of how we find information online. So in this video, I'd like to break down the differences between them. For anyone unfamiliar with GEO, I will drop a link to my previous video about it in the description. But in doing this, I'd like to answer a few questions because I don't think the differences matter as much as their relationship and its future. But don't worry, we'll talk about that too. What are the differences between SEO and GEO? Is SEO being replaced by GEO? Do SEO and GEO complement each other? How does their coexistence benefit consumers? How can businesses use them together? And what does the future hold for them? Now, these videos are 99% scripted, but I will admit that ChatGPT was my source here and I used it for some help with structuring, but I very thoroughly revised this more than once to add my own personality and spin and experience to it since I'm a content creator, not a content generator. But I wanted to disclose all that, and the reason why is something that I hope becomes apparent the further you get into the video. That being said, without further ado, let's compare these things and let's start with the goal. The goal of SEO is to rank as high as possible on the search results for engines like Google and Bing. The goal of GEO is to have your content cited and featured in AI-generated answers to questions people have, like with ChatGPT and Perplexity and Gemini and Claude. I love that name, Claude. The audience of SEO is people literally searching for results. The audience of GEO is AI that generates answers for people. Optimization, SEO's focuses on keywords and metadata and blue links, while GEO's focuses on clarity, verifiability, and just structure. The traffic flow of SEO is based on pure clicks. The traffic flow of GEO is based on mentions, as in when AI references your content in these responses. Analytics are different for the two of them as well. Some SEO analytics are like click rates, bounce rates, and how well your keywords will rank. The analytics of GEO are really paying attention to mentions in what AI says. And a good example for each, SEO would be best travel blog cameras 2025 as an optimized blog post, but GEOs would be like a short paragraph that AI can put together in an answer. Now here's the super fun part, because like I said, what really shines here is the relationship between the two. As we've seen, they are not the same, but hear me out. Is SEO being replaced by GEO? No. But it is being redefined. SEO, my friends, is not going anywhere, and here's what's gonna happen instead. GEO is coming up with SEO, and there will be a shift in how people get their information. Mark my words. All these website click-through rates are gonna go down because of the rise of search through chat, like AI summaries on Google, ChatGPT browsing, and Perplexity answers. But this is why businesses and influencers can't rely on ranking through just regular search. They also need to be on generative AI's radar per se. SEO and GEO in this sense are kind of like search's left and right hands. You definitely need both of them. Do SEO and GEO complement each other? If you can't tell by now, absolutely, yes they do. And here's how. AIs have noticed that well-ranked content is easier for them to find through SEO. And it's pretty common for them to cite videos and blogs and articles from those top search results. It also helps crawlers for you to put a lot of structure into your content because we find that large language models can analyze it much more easily. Crawlers, for anyone who doesn't know, are bots that sift through information online for search engines to organize. So although it sounds like they are creepy crawly critter bugs, they are actually a good thing. They are. But basically, the better your SEO, the better your GEO will be, and vice versa. GEO takes SEO just a step further in that it doesn't optimize for your content to rank really high. What it optimizes for instead is how your content is interpreted and shared. Emphasis on how. How is a very important word here. Speaking of which, how does their coexistence benefit customers? For everyday users, the SEO-GEO partnership means you get faster, clearer, and more well-structured answers to your questions, which again means you will spend less time skimming for glimpses of those answers, especially ones that could contradict each other and maybe confuse or distract you. And the AI will say maybe a variety of things, but ultimately some variation of a trend if it notices any instead. As a result, the information is also more accurate. The most GEO optimized videos and blog posts, etc., they tend to be fact-checked and written as trustworthy. Since large language models care so much about credibility, there's just more diversity in the sources. AI tools can find high quality, lesser known content too. It does not have to be super established for influencers or companies who are doing this. But in short, it tends to bring us a more intelligent and customized search experience. How can businesses use SEO and GEO together? You gotta keep up SEO best practices like using best keywords, linking, and focusing on the accessible, user-friendly experience. A lot of people, it's not hard to admit, are already doing that. Add some GEO-focused strategies into the mix. What am I talking about? I'm talking about using FAQs, bulleted lists, and definitions. Large language models love when you format things when you're creating content. The more of this you do, the better, because that increases the likeliness that you will take up more of the answers with your content. I don't know if I said earlier in this video, I may have been another video I just filmed, there is only so much space that these clear and concise answers can take up. So there's only so much information that you're gonna find in it, and you gotta take up as much of that as possible. You also have to use language that is plain and clear and easy to understand. The simpler and the more clarity, the better. 3, track emerging AI mentions. Keep track of data from Perplexity, ChatGPT's Browse tool, and Gemini for examples to see where and how your content gets referenced. Using the Browse feature on ChatGPT or tools like Also Asked or Answer the Public to figure out what people are asking that can be considered a conversational AI topic. And lastly, think like a human, but write for a machine. Really think about this. Imagine what questions users ask AI and create videos and blogs that answer them. If you're a business owner or a solopreneur or whatever those people are called, or a content creator or an influencer, if you get one thing out of this video, I really hope it's that. And lastly, what does the future hold for these two lovebirds? SEO and GEO. A blend of different optimizations. People will be designing websites from the ground up that are meant to serve the needs of people and generative engines. Analytics platforms, those are going to change what kind of KPIs they track, adding stuff like AI mentions and citations. Companies and influencers are also going to start paying less attention to ranking for traffic and more attention to being the sources that AI makes the decision to cite or reference. And consumers are going to rely more on these generative answers. And as more people do this, less people will browse page after page after page, which means first impressions will be everything. So we are also looking at a mass shift in consumer behavior as well. But the short of this is, businesses that invest in both SEO and GEO in the near future, they will pretty much obliterate brand visibility, not just on Google, but in the overall AI-driven web. So that is the differences and the relationship between GEO, generative engine optimization, and SEO, search engine optimization. Please let me know what you think in the comments, folks. This is a super, super fun topic to make videos about, and I hope to learn more about it with you. But I hope so far that you learned something from this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it interesting. If you did, please make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can see more of the stuff that we're putting out on this channel. And if you want to turn it up just a notch and turn on that notification bell to get a notification whenever I drop new videos, that would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can find me everywhere, and I will see you then.